Hello, Friday Night Movie fans. We are back with the second part of our Awesome Con special. This one is really devoted to my team up with the Take Two podcast's Take Too Takedown crew, Craig and John. They are hilarious. We were at their booth, which was housed at the DC's CW station. They are the official podcast of that station. And so we were housed at their booth. Lots of crazy stuff. Lots of people walking by. Super amount of fun. They're wonderful guys. Please check out their podcast. They Take Two podcast in general is an amazing pop culture podcast, and Take Two Takedown is the specific wrestling offshoot. But I got to tell you, as someone who is recently reintroduced to the world of wrestling, you don't have to be a wrestling fan to enjoy their awesome take. They mix it up with all sorts of pop culture stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So enjoy the Take Two Takedown Friday Night Movie SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, insert your wrestling main event here, but it was like that, only with pop culture. Enjoy. Here we are at Awesome Con. This is Shai, and I am extraordinarily lucky to be here with Craig and John of the Take Two Takedown, which is a subset of the Take Two podcast. You all will remember Tony and Brian, who joined us a couple of weeks ago.
Right. It's more like the Take Two realm, or like the Take Two kingdom.
Okay.
You know, the
perhaps maybe stable
universe.
if we're using
stable.
the
Yeah.
Take Two stable.
The Take Two
universe.
stable.
The galaxy.
The galaxy of Take Two, which we are merely a small
Would that
planet
make
in.
Brian like Thanos, and you and I as heralds?
I guess. Is that what we have to be?
I don't know how this works.
Well, who's a good bald superhero? I feel
Lex
like
Luthor.
Lex Luthor is who he thinks he is.
And we would be his Legion of Doom.
I could work with that.
If you could be in Legion of Doom, which one would you be?
Oh yeah, this is
I
important.
mean, it'd probably be Gorilla Grodd.
I'd be
I'm
Solomon
already
Grundy.
that hairy, so
I
it
would
kind
be
of
Solomon
works.
Grundy because I'm that old.
Yeah.
So what's
about
funny
you,
is you said Legion of Doom, and I immediately went to the wrestlers.
Oh, God.
So who would you rather be, Hawk, Animal, or Puke?
Hawk, Animal. I would probably go more. You be Animal. I'd be
Yeah,
more Hawk.
probably. Wait, is Animal dead?
No, Hawk's
No,
the dead
Hawk's
one.
the dead one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hawk's the one who jumped
So I'm
off
the dead one?
No, you're the live one.
Okay, all right.
I'm the one that had the drug problem.
The
Got it.
party animal.
Got it.
Animal.
Okay.
So
okay, I'm there. I'm there now. I found it.
In case you didn't realize, Take Two Takedown is the wrestling-themed element of the Take Two podcast, and I am here with their two hosts who are here. They are affiliated with the CW's DC. They have a whole television commercial about them.
We do. It's very impressive. Every time we get on, we get very shocked.
We're
We're like, look, we're on a TV, like for real.
We are right now at their booth, surrounded in lights and cosplayers. This is very cool. This Friday Night Movie has podcast goals now, and it is to follow in your.
It's if you need to reach us as your goals, you really need better goals. Shy.
You're shooting low, really low.
Maybe he's going for that more attainable goals kind of thing. Like,
So now you've been parked here, right, and walking around the con. What have been some of the best interactions you've seen between cosplayers and fans?
I mean, I have to say, and I don't know if John's on the same page here, and it may just go at the heartstrings for it, but anytime you see the little kid dressed up as something and then an adult being that same, character, and they're like interacting, it's adorable. We saw like little Supergirl come here and meet big Supergirl at the CW booth. We saw like little princesses were hanging out near some Aurora princess that was like an insane dress that was like, half the size of a car. So I think when I see kind of that, it pulls at my heartstrings a little bit.
How about you,
say
John?
It's adorable.
Yeah, I got to go with the same thing. Kids are always on our heartstrings, but some of my favorite is when we have just people blowing open the realm of cosplay. It's like, you don't have to be a white male with black hair to be Superman. You can be whatever you want to be. Hell, you don't even have to be a dude. So I mean,
Very true.
It's awesome to just see everybody just enjoying who they are and what they want to be.
That is one of the things I love about cons, the way everybody feels like they've got their niche and their place. Now, you guys have kids, I have kids. I brought my kids walking through here earlier. They had some great moments. They
Good.
also had some things that terrified the life out of them.
Yes, I can understand that because I have two, and I'm a grown adult walking around.
My kids saw
a guy dressed as the Joker, who I don't know if he himself was elderly or was just doing an elderly Joker thing.
Ooh.
And he was just slowly hobbling with a cane.
Nice.
And it was kind of like if the Heath Ledger Joker had grown up, or the Mark Hamill Joker was like way more evil.
Right.
The kids they would not walk down.
You know, that's
the
impressive, because now
lane.
that you think about it, you don't see a lot of like elderly cosplayers. Like, you see a few, but you don't see like wrinkled Superman walking around.
I
and
think
there really should be.
I think we will soon enough. I feel like generationally,
Yeah, it's just gonna happen.
No one our age is slowing down.
No.
So how about you guys? Any cosplay scare you or scare the kids?
I mean, there was at some point walking around the Gordon Ramsay cosplay that we saw, just yelling at people.
But I mean, that was more like a jump scare.
It
'Cause he would
was.
just yell at you at random and you would jump.
Right.
So that was more like the jump scare.
That's
but
true. That's true.
It wasn't an earned. It wasn't a deeper, more psychological scare.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like I'm going to take that one home and live on it for a little bit.
So you all run the Take Two Takedown. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell the burgeoning wrestling fans listening to Friday Night Movie, because I have brought wrestling to the Friday Night Movie
As you should.
podcast. What you guys do, why they should listen.
I mean, Shai is basically a ambassador, I think,
An ambassador.
for wrestling.
Yeah, a hand holder.
Exactly. Well, we did Take Two Takedown. We started, about 2 years ago?
Yeah, we're
At
in
this
our
point,
second year.
We're in our second year. All right,
Come
we started
October,
it.
we start number 3.
We would always be on the normal Take Two show, our big Take Two show, the weekly review of movies and news and all that sort of stuff.
But because we're cooler than them.
We are, and we would sort of shove in wrestling at any given moment. I believe it started.
That's, by the way, on my podcast,
Yeah.
that's the way I am with Rachel Bilson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I think
fine.
you have to.
Anytime you want to shove in Rachel Bilson, you go ahead and do that. Totally fine with that.
Anyway, so Craig and I have a big love for wrestling. We're, in our midlife, would you say?
Sure,
Our middle
sure.
ages.
You look very
Middle
youthful to me.
ages.
Middle ages. But we never matured past 12.
Right, exactly.
So,
and I think we got our foothold in with a WrestleMania.
Yes.
With the 2017 WrestleMania. We're
Right.
like, let's do a show just about that. And then we just didn't stop. They never said anything, so we just kept going. And now we're like 74 episodes deep, all about wrestling every
74
single week.
episodes deep
It's
and
great.
one of the hottest offshoots of the actual Take Two show.
Exactly.
So I think it goes Spotlight, then us.
Maybe I'd say us first.
Well, in my heart, it's always
I
been.
always us.
love that even though you all are not siblings, there's an incredible joyous amount of sibling rivalry
Oh, yes.
between all of the hosts. Okay.
All of us.
Now let's meld our two worlds here.
Okay,
Wanna
I like it already.
We have a bit we do on the show called Cast ... Away.
Okay.
So not Cast Away with Tom Hanks. But
Though Castaway with Tom Cruise would be interesting.
that would
but-
be interesting, yes. But this is you do your dream casting. So I'm going to throw a couple of wrestlers out.
Okay, I like this.
You tell me dream casting for their biopic.
Shai, before you do this, we do a similar game on our wrestling show.
Oh, really?
Where we will cast our favorite movie, TV show, or cartoon with the wrestlers we know and love.
Yeah.
Oh,
We-
my goodness.
I believe last
So,
episode was Thundercats.
I tell you what, you will play your game if you play ours.
Yeah.
That would be a dream. It is
Perfect.
always a relief when someone else brings a game to the show.
Exactly.
All right, we call ours gorilla position, and all gorilla position is when you're waiting to come on stage at a wrestling match, you are in what's called gorilla position.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
that's
they're
why
just
we can
sitting in
intercept
there
that.
waiting to be cast.
Oh, that's amazing. I love
We
it.
can hit
All
him
right.
with the other one
So-
too.
We got so many games
Okay.
for you to play too, so I can't wait.
So my favorite all time is the Macho Man.
Yes.
Who would you cast? It could be current. It could be later. You just can't cast him because obviously he would be the best to play
I
him.
can't do Randy Savage. So
Who could be a Randy Savage?
All right. I'm going to go with this. Comedic chops, has the ability to do it, could get the build. I'm going Chris Pratt.
I could see that. I could see that.
I know you can see that because it's an excellent choice.
That is a phenomenal choice.
That is
Yeah.
a really good
That's like a
choice.
mic
Chris
drop
Pratt
choice.
as Macho Man. And then I'll throw you another one.
Yeah.
As Elizabeth,
Ah, yes.
his entourage / for real wife, we're going Anna Kendrick.
Do you mean Anna Faris?
Anna Faris is his real wife.
And it's his
you mean
ex-wife.
Elizabeth.
I'm saying to play the
Got it.
role
to play the role.
Got it.
is Anna Kendrick.
That's amazing. I would
Yeah.
say Miss Elizabeth, I'd need a little more country, and I'd probably go with like an Amy Adams.
Ooh,
like
Amy
that
Adams.
one.
Amy Adams would work too.
Well, hey, answer up, Buttercup.
Well,
What do you
now,
got?
no, I'm just stalling and thinking while you guys talk.
All right, I'll throw you guys somebody else.
Wait, who would be your Macho Man?
Oh, my Macho Man. I'm gonna go with okay. So you kind of threw me off there with Chris Pratt. That was
Sorry, I come out quick.
beyond credible. That was
That's how I roll.
what's the opposite of gorilla position? I want to go with someone that is. I want to go with Jack Black.
Ooh, Jack Black
So
would be good.
Doesn't have the build.
No.
But I feel like could get the theatrics, and one of my favorite movies of all time is Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre, exactly.
Yeah.
He's
And-
already got the wrestling background, one would say.
And I would like to see Jack Black kind of play up to a Randy Macho Man.
I think in ring, Jack Black can play the over-the-top Macho Man. It's the behind-the-scenes stuff.
The acting.
So-
The acting
Well, but
part.
I see Jack Black doing like the cream of the crop Macho Man promo. Jack Black, I feel, would blow that out of the water.
yeah.
Like,
Although I do have to say, Chris Pratt really wins this one because now I'm imagining him doing the cream of the
and
crop.
it's just so good. Yeah.
I bet that guy loves wrestling too.
So I'm just gonna say Chris Pratt.
Okay.
So what else you got? Throw us another.
All right, I'll throw you another one. I'm very much stuck on that 80s
No,
era.
that's
I
fine.
love that
As you
80s
should be.
era.
As
As
we
you should
are.
be.
Okay, The Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
Ooh, Ultimate
All right.
Warrior. You got to go for somebody that's basically insane,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
pretty much what he is.
Yeah.
And
I've got mine. And I just came up with it on the spot, but
yeah,
I've
go
got
ahead.
mine.
Oh,
You can go
okay.
first.
Going with insane, I want to go with an extraordinarily muscle-bound Gary Busey. I just want like a bananas Gary Busey,
Oh,
like
that would work.
like that mugshot version of Gary Busey.
Right, yeah.
Pumping. I mean, I don't know if he could do the physical part at this point in his life, but Lethal Weapon 1 Gary Busey could absolutely do that fight.
do
No,
like that
I mean, and
idea.
speaking of Lethal, if you're going Lethal Weapon, you go Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon
Oh,
too.
totally.
Would be an insane Ultimate Warrior at that time. Now he's still legit crazy, but he's not like that physical crazy that he was in Lethal Weapon.
I actually have to wonder, that era's mullet, do you think that was a nod to Martin Riggs in Lethal Weapon 1, 2, and 3? Or do you think that was just cool guys
I
had
think
the...
that was California cool.
Right.
If you were a BAD donkey, you got to be wearing a mullet.
I mean, because it's known between anybody that listens to anything we ever do, Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze's epic mullet is one of our favorite movies.
And that is an epic mullet.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
that
It's probably the world's best mullet.
Yeah.
Followed by Mel Gibson's in Lethal
in
Weapon.
Lethal, yep. I agree.
Well, no, wait. Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez was
He had
pretty
a
good
sweet
too.
mullet.
He did. He did.
yeah. Ooh.
There's a lot of
There's a
them.
lot of mulletologists.
Are we
There's a
gonna
lot
play
of
the mullet game?
you could do a whole podcast
We could
just
do a
about
whack-a-mullet
mullets.
episode.
Whack a mullet.
Whack-a-mullet.
Just discuss mullets.
All right, let's say, okay.
Do like a bracket of mullets, but call
So
it whack a
we've
mullet.
had Randy Savage, we've had Ultimate Warrior. Let me throw you one, brother.
Okay.
We're going to the 90s now.
Okay. I still
All
watched
right.
in the 90s.
Okay.
Who would you cast for the Edge?
For the Edge, like Edge and Christian. Edge, the ultimate opportunist,
Correct.
who is himself an
The rated
actor.
R
Who is himself an
superstar.
actor? Exactly.
So I think I got to go with, he doesn't really have the full-on crazy eye, but I'd have to go with Swayze, Point Break era Swayze.
Ooh,
That's a sweet goddamn.
that's a sweet mullet too, man. Oh,
You
that's
gotta forgive
good.
me. I got a potty mouth, so I'm trying to keep it PG.
Oh, well, we have an explicit podcast. Just
Oh,
don't
okay,
go,
good.
just
Oh,
don't
good.
go
So I
too
can be me.
offensive.
You're totally fucking fine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the least offensive of the three siblings, so
Okay,
that's why
good.
you're hearing
Wow,
it
wait,
more
your
clean.
sisters have potty
Oh,
mouths?
my sister Lily was the first kid in our family at the dinner table to drop F-bombs.
Oh,
It's like,
oh, good,
I followed
good.
all the rules, and one day she came home from high school and was just F-bomb, 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 and I was like, what?
You're
We
like,
can just
oh
do
my
this now?
goodness, what are you doing?
I can just do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you see who's here with us right now?
Yeah, and then Becky works in the film industry, so she knows
Oh,
how
so
to,
you-
she knows
we
how
know
to
how
curse
that
with the best
works,
of them.
yeah.
All right, so we've got the Edge. You went
I went Swayze and Point Break.
Swayze and Point Break. What are you gonna do, dude?
Oh, I don't know. Because now that you say Swayze, like I'm just thinking Swayze in different movies that could do it, because Swayze Roadhouse would be able to do that as well.
I think Swayze Roadhouse is cooler than Edge.
Oh, that is probably true.
But
that-
remember,
Edge has a playful side, like a sort of playful wild eye.
Yeah.
I would also throw in maybe a Zoolander era Owen Wilson.
maybe an Owen Wilson. I was gonna go more towards the either Ben Stiller kind of.
Oh, as the Edge, like with the blonde hair.
Yeah, with
I
the
could see him
blonde hair.
flipping the hair. That was-
Almost a la Dodgeball Ben Stiller.
Yeah. Or Vince Vaughn as Edge, and Ben Stiller's Christian.
That's Christian. That
my
would
God.
work.
That's
That's really good.
That's
I kind of like that idea.
green
now.
light. Green light.
Yeah, we might need to make that happen.
We got to green light that one.
We actually did something like this similar, I think, around Oscars, where we were casting actors to be wrestlers.
Yeah.
And I think one of the ones I loved the best was Ric Flair. And for Ric Flair, I chose Bradley Cooper.
Oh, he would.
Because I think he could
crush it.
totally do that.
They were
and
talking
and they're
about-
actually talking about The Happening.
Yeah. And
Oh, really?
Ric
That would
Flair
be
actually
amazing.
came out and said, yes, if somebody is to play me in a movie, I want to
I want Bradley Cooper. And that came out like 3 days after our podcast because obviously listens to our podcast.
So I want to talk about WrestleMania for a second because you said Ric Flair. I really, I went to my first Raw a little while ago, and I
That's
got to
right,
see
I remember it. I
Charlotte
remember it.
Flair, and I got to see.
It was the Raw
Becky
right before
Lynch.
WrestleMania,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, Becky
Yeah.
Lynch
Oh,
and
hold
Ronda
on, hold
Rousey.
on. I love you, Becky Lynch. It's a thing on our show. I have the biggest crush on Becky Lynch, so
Oh.
anytime anybody mentions her, I have to pledge my
Oh,
love to
well,
her.
she's deserving of it.
Sorry.
I have
Yeah.
to say, without knowing much about, I love the fact that it seems that women wrestlers, like I didn't watch wrestling for like 10 years or 15 years, and then it seems that women wrestlers have a much more like legitimate athletic role in wrestling now.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that true?
Yeah.
They went away from the pillow fights and lingerie wrestling,
Right.
and now they are straight up legit wrestlers. They have their own belts. They
Right,
have their own.
It's not Divas champion anymore. It's just women's champion. Like
The only problem, and we talk about it all the time, the only problem is there's not enough female talent on the show to support what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I think I love the talent they have. I've become, without knowing much about her, a Bayley fan. I think I know that she's a controversial
She's a
character
hugger.
because she's
She's a hugger. She is a
but
hugger.
she seems just like a great underdog kind of character. Am I
Oh, yeah.
right to read
Oh,
her
yeah.
as an underdog?
Yeah.
And but I also, on the other end of the spectrum, I really love the presumptuousness of Charlotte Flair. I think
yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I knew she wasn't going to win at WrestleMania, but, she's second generation. I myself wish Rey was a Skywalker, so for me, Charlotte Flair really helps, me fulfill that,
Right.
scratch that itch.
I tell you what, watch Money in the Bank. Becky Lynch has to defend. She now has two belts. So watch Money in the Bank because she's facing Charlotte for one and Lacey Evans for the other. Both highly attractive blondes.
That have very large talents, one would say.
But
Vince McMahon's favorite.
she will most likely drop one of the belts, and it'll be the one probably to Charlotte because she's on SmackDown, and Becky Lynch will remain on Raw.
Oh, that's very cool. And do you guys, so to fill out and progress with this women's wrestling division of WWE, what do they need to get more depth? Are there is the talent out there, and they just have to bring it up into the show? Do they need to give it more programming?
I think it's there, but it needs to be developed a little more.
Yeah, because
I think
you watch the NXT, which is kind of like the lower grade where they pull in a lot of people from.
It's
and
like
there
the
are
semi-pro.
Yeah, it's like the semi-pro of
Terrific
wrestling
show,
right now.
though. I have
It's
to say.
great.
It's wonderful.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's good. They have some talent there. They don't have a whole bunch, but they have some there. On Fox Cop or whatever he's supposed to be.
Oh.
We're wondering how many you think they actually get. Like, do you think they get applicants to
be
they have a booth over there that says join at Metropolitan Police Department.
Oh, I thought you meant to be the mascot applicants.
No, to like actually join the police department.
be a real
They're
cop.
like, come join us.
I mean, I feel like you're walking around here, you're seeing all these vigilantes, you're pumped up.
you're like,
wanna,
I could do this
you
in
wanna
real
solve
life.
some crimes.
That's what we were wondering.
Yeah, I could
whether
totally
that
see it.
could be a thing. Sorry.
All right. Now, I'm happy to play your game if you guys want to.
Okay.
Just want to throw one
So,
my way.
Gorilla position works like this, Shy. We're going to pick something fairly easy, and then you're going to cast wrestlers that are going to play the characters from the show, movie, or whatever we pick.
Okay.
So, I'm going to assume you have a well-birthed movie knowledge.
Yes. We watch movies instead of eat in my house growing up.
Got it.
Sometimes.
I like that. I like it already.
So,
But mostly we watched movies and ate
yeah.
at the same
As
time.
you should.
Craig,
As you should.
ensemble cast movie.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
We're going to cast Endgame.
Ooh. I mean, it is appropriate.
Oh, Avengers! Did you guys see it?
We've not. We're both seeing it tomorrow.
Okay.
We're Sunday babies. But we're going to cast Endgame. So, the way it works is I'll throw out Captain America and Endgame. We know it's Chris Evans. But to play Chris Evans, I will go like Christian.
Okay.
Christian will be Captain America in my movie.
Because my mind immediately went to Thanos, and you got to have Vince McMahon be Thanos. There's no other person that's going to sit.
We've cast him. There's a character in NXT called Ciampa.
Ciampa, yep.
Would be awesome.
Who's now out on neck injury, so you may not know him.
Okay.
He's out on neck surgery.
It's a great name, though,
It
Ciampa.
is, yeah. Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah. But he is a very, very good villain.
Very cool.
mean guy. So he could definitely work. But Vince McMahon works, too, for Thanos. I mean,
True.
overall, overarching villain for everybody.
You could even go Drew McIntyre right now.
That could work. That
Oh,
could
yeah,
work.
that guy's pretty aggressive. But I would say Thanos is not a henchman.
Oh, no,
he
he's not a
doesn't
henchman.
fight unless he has to. Drew McIntyre strikes me maybe not as much as the master plan type guy, the
More
way
like
Vince is.
Yeah, I could see that. Like
Like
Rowan the Destroyer kind of person.
Exactly. He's
Yep.
exactly.
Well, speaking of Rowan the Destroyer, would you make that Shane McMahon at that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great call.
There it is.
There
That's
it
a great
is.
call.
There it
but
is.
But I would say the only other person who I think could play Thanos other than Vince would be Stephanie. Like, do a gender swap and put her on the throne.
That would be
'Cause
good.
She does an awesome job at playing evil, and I could see her purple with that chin.
What about Triple H?
With Triple H, with his new role
Oh, he actually looks
as,
like
as
Thanos.
the COO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks like it.
He's like increasingly Thanos-y in his look, especially during that match with
There
Batista.
was talk of the Triple H Batista match that happened at WrestleMania, that Batista was going to come out as Drax the Destroyer, and Triple H was going to come out dressed as Thanos. Obviously, that didn't happen, but that would have been amazing if it did.
What did you guys think about that match, by the way? I
I
got
mean, that, what was it, 27-minute match?
It was a
I took a nap in the
24-minute
middle
match.
of it.
It was the longest match of the world's longest WrestleMania, and
that the COO put himself in.
Right, yeah.
so
Yeah.
that match was about
And put himself over.
that match
Yeah.
was about 20 minutes too long.
Yeah, pretty much. I assumed
And-
that was going to be the shortest match of the night.
Yeah.
Just because they are both up there in age.
It had a bit of a 90s feel to it with the level of torture that was in it.
Yeah.
Was I
Well,
catching
yeah,
on to
so-
the right thing there?
Nowadays, wrestling is more about show. So we want to see people flying off the top ropes, doing incredible spins, that kind of stuff.
Athletes.
That match, if you want to get technical, they call it more European style wrestling, where
He's
the
so
match
smart.
itself tells the story of how these people feel. Like they beat each other up because they don't like each other. So it's that kind of thing. I mean, the match in and of itself could have been good 5-10 years ago.
Right. Now
Not
it was
now.
just, it was one of those, like, I honestly didn't go get something to drink or eat during that match because I thought it was going to be so short. I was like, I don't want to miss anything. If I had known it was going to be a 24-minute match, I probably would have left, gone to the bathroom, gotten pizza, whatever,
I
something.
sat and watched the whole thing.
Okay.
All 7 hours of it.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can give you the exclusive here because we didn't even talk about it on our show. But John had tickets to WrestleMania and chose not to go because of the idea that it was going to be 7.5 hours outside in what was going to be called the pouring rain with his son, who probably also
I was
did not
going to
want
take
to
my
spend.
12-year-old, and then I asked him, and he's like, well, I don't want to sit outside that long. And I said, if it rains, they're just going to put a canopy over the ring, and where we were sitting, we wouldn't have seen anything.
Oh,
so
no.
He's like, Dad, just sell the tickets. So we made money on it.
No, that-
And we went out and spent all that money on just hanging out together.
So I will say, having seen Raw live, which was a special experience, I did not realize that you do not get to hear the commentators. And the commentators, for me, I mean, you watch
They sell
wrestling
it,
for
right?
30 years. That's part of the story because also, they're kind of in on it, and
Right.
they all take on like a different role. When I was young, it was the Jesse the Body Ventura
Yeah,
era,
of course.
of him yelling at McMahon and all that. Like,
Yeah.
And so when we were just watching them throw each other, we were like, "Are we supposed to?"
Well, and that's the thing. It's weird almost. It's watching
very
it.
quiet.
You hear them talking over the entire match. You hear them talking between matches on the show. When you're there, none of that. None of that is happening.
So I think it's a TV experience.
Yeah.
I'd love to upgrade from watching it by myself or on a train, which is when I watched a lot of it through the app, to watching it with other people where you can play with it a little bit the way you would a Super Bowl. That
I
to
think
me would
he's
be a thing.
basically saying we need to host a WrestleMania watching show next year.
Well, I was going to say.
Oh, my goodness.
Between all 3 podcasts of Take Two Takedown.
What if we
and
did-
Friday Night Movies?
As long as it's not 7 freaking hours again.
Yeah.
What if we did like a podcast live as we watch WrestleMania?
Oh,
We could do that.
that would be amazing.
I
You
mean,
guys call the show.
That would
Review
actually
the
be
matches
pretty,
in
yeah, we
between?
review the matches. It's not we, it's you as well.
Oh,
You'll be there with us.
You're there with us. You
I
say
will-
you want other people there.
I will 100%
You're
be
coming.
there.
Okay.
So we could
100%
all
be there.
watch it, find somewhere to watch it, record for the entire 8+ hours
Oh.
it's going to be at that
I've got a
point.
place we can watch it.
That's true. We could do that.
You guys got to come up to Frederick, Maryland.
Oh, I'll come up to
You'll
Frederick
come-
for
yeah.
something like this. Are you kidding me?
Okay,
This is
yeah.
amazing.
So you'll
I'm
have to come up to Frederick, Maryland,
honored.
but I already got a place to host it.
I think this could work.
All
this
right.
could definitely work.
The-
Done. 2020.
Okay, good. We've made some
Plans
some
have been
big,
made.
Big plans here. Okay, now I want to take you guys to one of our.
We got to. Sorry, Shy. The last thing we got to invite you in on is our pick'em. We have
Oh,
a
yeah, that's
belt,
right.
a 3 event. Let me rephrase that, because I'm stuttering over my own thoughts.
Are you starting over our own contest? Please continue.
So, there are 4 major events in WWE. The next one is SummerSlam.
The Grand Slam, if you will.
yes.
correct.
So, wait, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and Royal Rumble.
You are
There you
correct.
go.
Okay, all right.
So,
They haven't changed them since the 80s, so I'm
No,
really
No,
no.
nope, totally same.
So what
Totally
we
same.
do is we have a belt that rotates with the friends of the show kind of thing, and if you win all the points, you get to be the champion for that 3-month span in between.
That's
Right.
amazing.
So right now, the alleged wrestling podcast out of Ireland is currently the ones that are the belt champions.
Oh, I heard them get awarded the
Yeah.
belts during WrestleMania.
We're still trying to figure out how much it is to ship a belt to Ireland, but we've got it. We just have to get it to
We
them.
haven't figured it out. We just
There's a lot of stamps
it's
you got to put on
literally
this.
in a box sitting in my office at work.
Right. We're just like I don't even know how you write an address to Ireland. but-
That is amazing. Okay. I want to take you guys to one of our signature games.
Okay.
The most important game in Friday Night Movies' pantheon of games. And this is called Buy, Rent, or Meh.
Okay.
So-
Buy, rent, or
Meh.
meh.
I mean, and how you use that meh really depends on like what emotion you want to put into that meh. It can be a meh, like I hate it, or
Right.
it can be like a meh, I don't care, or a meh, it's just not my favorite.
Gotcha.
rent,
I like it. There's a
So
lot of meh variations.
I'm
That's
going to
good.
put 3 things in front of you, and you got to line them
Gotta
up.
rank 'em. Okay.
Now, my sister Lily would cheat and say you can break the rules. I'm going to say this is
No brain.
We're locked in.
Right.
this, you're locked in. You got to pick. This is
Exactly.
all
We're
falls
here with the
count.
boss, so
All,
you gotta
I'm
make
going to
sure
play
it
it
all
the way
goes
you
right.
told me to, sir.
all falls count. Lily, I hope you heard that.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are CW guys, right? Becky, my younger sister, and I, monster Riverdale fans. Okay.
Dude, you don't even know.
Okay.
Every week we watch this show.
So I'm gonna throw the ships at you. The
Okay.
the great Riverdale ships. Okay. Bughead,
Right.
Yeah.
Varchi,
Yeah.
Choni, Buy, Rent, or Meh. That's it. That's I went for the jugular right away.
This is easy for me. I will buy Bughead. I will rent Choni. And I'll Barchi.
Okay.
Like, I don't have
what's
a
your
problem
reasoning?
with it? Well, first and foremost, I'm a huge Jughead and Betty fan. That's
it's
my
the heart of the
go-to.
show.
Yeah. So I would go there more the brains, the logic of the show, where Archie is more the heart and Veronica's more like the feelies.
Oh. That's a
Now,
great breakdown.
Because I am a man, the Choni relationship, like I love me some.
You are Team Cheryl. Like if you had
Yeah.
to choose one.
Oh, Cheryl is a revelation. If Bughead is the heart of the show,
Here come the Vixens, by the way.
Cheryl is the Cheryl is there are people dressed up like Riverdale Vixens just walked right
There you
by
go.
us.
We got the Riverdale
Cheryl
Vixens.
to me is the breakout defining star of the show. She is the fire and the crazy of that show,
Yeah.
which
She's
is what
got-
makes that show great.
To me, she has got like the best character to just play with. Like all you have to do is be mean and catty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also super smart, and she has
Yep.
her own weird code of ethics.
Yeah.
and she changes the
Right,
way
that she
speaks.
changes, and it doesn't matter what she does because
mean-
she's like, no, this makes sense to me right now, so it works.
She burned down her house. She burned down
All to
her
prove
own house.
all to prove a point.
While her mom went out to go start brothels.
Yeah.
What does this have to do with Archie? We don't care.
who cares?
Yeah, that's why we love Riverdale. What about you, buddy? Buy, rent, or meh?
I think I'm gonna have to buy Varchi.
Yeah, because you love Veronica.
Because it's Veronica. It's all about Veronica. I mean, like that character alone and that actress alone anything she wants me to do, I will do.
That's awesome.
100%.
I do like that she's also kind of like the Michael Corleone of
She
Star.
Hold on, but
is
what about-
controlling everything.
What about the side one of Veggie?
There is Veggie, and then there's also Jarchi of Josie and Archie.
I know, we're just throwing inside things.
we-
And then what about the Kev
Nobody
love?
buys Jarchi.
Nobody buys Jarchi?
Yeah, nobody buys Jarchi.
Well, since we'll spoil it for you since you haven't watched it, they broke up last week.
oh, okay.
But it was
I thought they'd been
amiable.
broken up for like 2 weeks.
No.
Because
they were
Josie's going on to
amiable.
do the new CW spinoff of Riverdale, so she'll be there doing that.
I
so.
feel like Jarchi was the equivalent of in wrestling. I'm going to tie this all
I
together.
really like this.
Of putting someone over before they go off to do something.
Look at that, man.
So to me, like Josie, it's like her getting to do a run
You
with the
didn't-
belt.
You didn't
Right, yeah.
tag or copyright that. We can steal that one.
Oh, no,
right?
Because we're going
please
to
use it.
talk about the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like Archie dating her was Archie putting Josie over before she
Before
goes
she
and
goes to
loses
her
the
show.
belt and
Right.
goes off to her new show. But
Right.
No,
it's a way
that's-
of working Josie more into the storyline. I love the actress. I love the way they did Josie as this combination child of the mayor, super driven character.
Right.
I think that's a great interpretation of Josie.
Yeah.
And I think, like, character-wise, maybe those two actually work well together because of the emotions and all of that.
Yes,
But
yeah.
there's no chemistry between those two actors.
I agree.
no,
There
I
was
agree.
more chemistry between Archie and Melody
Yes.
when Melody was still on the show. I
on the
guess.
show, yeah. But
that
I'd have
three-episode
to
arc?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that 3-episode arc. I'd have to do Varchi up top. I think I'd have to rent Choni because they are so good together. Which I guess that just leaves Bughead for meh. Nothing against them.
It's just not your cup of
They're
tea.
just not my cup of tea. They're way too smart. I'm more of an emotions guy.
All right, Chai, what about you, buddy?
I gotta go Choni, and that's all because of Cheryl
Oh,
Blossom.
because of Cheryl.
yeah,
To
yeah.
me, the show orbits around her crazy.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Then Bughead is a rent, and that's a close. They might even be my buy, but I'm gonna follow the rules. I'm gonna rent. They're the heart of the show. I think that was one of the. I don't know if they did it in the comics ever, but that was one of the biggest canon changes. But it was so earned because of the chemistry between those two
because-
actors who are real life.
The
real
comics
life
is all about between Betty and Archie and Veronica and Archie. So the fact that they threw Jughead in there.
the love triangle.
Right,
And so I think Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart.
Sorry, I swear to God, I thought that was Mark Hamill. For
Oh
a second.
wow, that is a
I
great.
looked over and I was like,
Mark
oh
Hamill.
wait, no.
This is what happens when you podcast at con. You get some incredible visuals that I wish.
I
you
just
all
saw a
could see.
female Thanos walk by.
That.
See,
That was
that's
it. Was
awesome.
it Stephanie McMahon?
Yeah.
It was Stephanie McMahon.
Could have been.
Closer.
Could have been.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
with you, sir.
The incredible Mark Hamill doppelganger just walked by us. So I'm going
Do
to
you say "and the force with you" like we're in church? Is that what you're supposed to say when they say "may the force be with you"?
That's Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science.
Is she
Oh, that is
actually
who she's
here?
dressed as.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
Not the real one, just someone
real,
dressed
real,
like her.
real Kelly LeBrock is actually here.
I know, but
Oh, you're right. Oh, I
there's
see
a
the outfit.
cosplayer as Kelly LeBrock.
LeBrock.
Oh, wow.
In
The leotard.
leotard at the end of the
Yeah, wow.
Sorry, we'll try and focus more.
This podcast needs to be moderated by my sisters, I think. Otherwise, it's going to go
Nope.
dark.
I have a feeling it may be worse if they were here. I feel they'd be more distracted than we are. We at least have wrestling to distract us.
There you go. So then, and I'm going to put Varchi at the bottom just because, like, Archie is such an incredible dummy.
He is.
And I know that's part of the show is that Archie is clearly just like dummy. Now that being said, the single greatest quote of the show, which I actually like designed a T-shirt and I sent it to my sister Becky and to my dear friend Lanz, who is one of the co-hosts of the Goldners podcast, who's also a huge Riverdale fan. It is "curse your broad shoulders," because when she says "curse your broad shoulders" to Archie when he's trying to escape through that hole, to me that just sums up the show.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's amazing.
You have to see this last episode where Josie goes, "But you're just so darn cute."
Like, at the end of the breakup, she
At
says,
the end of the breakup. But you're just so darn cute.
Okay, now we're gonna throw another buy rent meh at you. This one is gonna tug at your heartstrings a bit. Buy rent or meh? The old men of the show. So we're gonna go with Luke Perry. Rest in peace.
This was his final episode, by the way, last week.
Yeah.
The last one he taped was this last week.
Wow.
All right, so Luke Perry,
Skeet Ulrich, and Consuelos, the Man in Black himself. Buy rent or meh, that power trio.
do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
90s and 80s testosterone.
I think
It's
I
easy
may-
for me.
I may have to buy Skeet Ulrich because I love him as FP. And the fact that he has gone from prison to leader of the gang to stepping down so Jughead can do it to now sheriff of the entire town,
who collaborates with his gang leader's son
Right.
to interrogate witnesses.
right?
Which
Exactly.
is amazing.
Who, when he needs help finding stuff, he's like, "Hey, 16-year-old
big
son,
brain over
I need
here."
you to go figure some stuff out for me."
What the hell is that?
So I'm gonna have to say him. I'm gonna have to say rent Luke Perry, because there's no way I can meh Luke Perry now that he has passed away. Which I guess means I got a meh, but I got a meh the Man in Black, but that's only because I still have no idea where he comes from half the time.
Oh, no.
Half the time, I don't know whose side he's on. I don't know if he's on his own side. I don't know if he's with his wife, not with his wife, with Veronica, working with Veronica. I don't know what's happening.
No. You're
So
wrong.
I'm
sir.
gonna have to.
I'm going to tell
sorry.
you why I'm right.
Please tell me why you're right and
All
I'm
right,
wrong.
so Consuelo is a definite buy because he has the best character. Like, he can go ultimate evil, ultimate good. He's got all this playroom. He's the best.
That's true.
He
That's
is
true.
your Lex Luthor of that
Exactly. Then I will go FP for Rent because it's FP, and I mean, you have to.
So wait,
And
you're
then-
going to meh a dead man?
Hold on. I am going to meh a dead man.
Oh, my
but
gosh.
It's more of a meh.
show. Oh, like a sad
Like a
man.
sad
Like a
man.
really sad
Oh.
man. Like,
Then
he's gone.
We did say there were
Well,
variations of meh.
So I'm gonna just meh Fred Andrews. I'm not gonna
Oh.
couch it. Not because I don't love Luke Perry. In fact, I love Luke Perry.
Okay.
Painful.
I feel like season 1, Fred Andrews was like what got me watching the show, and then I feel like ever since he got shot, they never figured out what to do with that character. They took him out of the relationship with Hermione Lodge.
Yep.
They kind of just keep him in the background as this vague Obi-Wan Kenobi
Yeah,
moral
he
compass.
comes in once an episode, something lovely and fatherly, and then walks away.
Whereas Skeet and Consuelos have incredible stories wrapped around them.
Yep,
And
yep.
I would say season 2, it was all about Skeet for me. But now he's my rent, and I'm going to have to buy the Man in Black because Consuelos
told you.
is the in terms of crazy characters, he is the only one that comes to close to Cheryl Blossom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would
Crazy.
agree. You know,
See,
if we were
Shai
to
and I are here.
if we were to
We're eye to
cast
eye, heart to
Riverdale
Face to
actors
face.
into
a couple of silver
Endgame,
spoons.
Oh, okay. Riverdale
if
actors.
Riverdale actors in
Hoping
Endgame,
to find
you'd have to do
we're two of a kind.
you'd have to do Consuelo
making it
as
go,
Thanos.
making it work together.
I'm not going to let you keep
We're
singing the
gonna-
song. I'm just going to talk over top
Silver
of you.
spoons,
I
the
know.
Ricker.
I know. But
This is how we play on our show.
So Riverdale into Endgame?
into Endgame, you'd have to put him as Thanos. He's the only one who would think it was logically to snap and get rid of half the population of
I mean,
Riverdale.
he basically
because
did that
he
when
basically did that anyway
Which
with
by-
Fizzy Rock.
He basically is like drugging and quarantining and then building a supermax prison
Right,
in
exactly.
the town where his family lives.
Yeah,
yeah, but we're fine with that.
We're fine with it.
So
Totally
real
fine.
quick, if we're gonna Riverdale into Endgame, yeah, he's definitely Thanos. I'm taking FP and making him Drax the Destroyer because he's just dumb, but he's good.
But he's good. I mean, you have to put Archie as Captain America, right?
Yeah, Archie would be more Captain America because he's just all American and just, we can do this, boyos. Jughead would be Iron Man. Kind of has the mental and the way he will kind of go around the world.
I think those are both great choices because you need those two roles filled by big characters who are a little bit emo.
Yes,
And both
yes.
of those actors
Can
and
do emo.
characters
Oh,
are
yeah.
a little emo, so that's great.
I'm going to use Betty for Captain Marvel.
Is that just because of the blonde hair, or?
No, because I think Betty is intelligent enough to be that power of Captain Marvel.
See, I would have said more Cheryl for Captain Marvel because
No.
you never know where Captain Marvel's coming from.
No. Veronica's Black Widow.
I could see that.
Okay.
I
And
could see
Cheryl
that.
is sitting beside me in the theater watching it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry. Forgot that whole part. That's
yeah,
my
I
fault.
mean, for 3 hours, you need to have somebody you like being around.
That's it's. I saw it. It's very long.
Is it?
It's
Is it?
very good, but it's
So
very
in
long.
watching it, do you feel there is at any point where you can get up and go to the bathroom?
I don't want to be a dick and spoil any of it, but our listeners, like my sisters, hate the Marvel movies, so that's
What is
one of
wrong
our
with
running
that?
bits.
How do you do a weekly show with them? They don't watch wrestling. They don't like Marvel movies.
They'll watch
What do
them.
you
though.
even talk
I
about?
want no, but I want my sisters to watch the movie just so they can come on the show and ask me questions.
And ask you questions about it.
What
yeah.
the hell happened?
Yeah. Oh,
Because-
that'd be a 3-hour plus show as well.
So it does wrap up like 22 movies worth of storyline.
As it should. Yeah.
So that is very good. I think that what it has that was surprising to me is there is a lot of character stuff, a lot of talking,
Okay.
and character moments what felt like the first 2 hours of the movie.
Which is I guess what you need in wrapping up 22 different character movies.
So I would say don't go in the first half hour to 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then
And then the next 2 hours and 15 minutes don't go
either.
No, I would say once Ant-Man, okay, without telling you anything, once Ant-Man has reunited with the Avengers,
okay,
and there's a lot of talking in science.
Okay.
You don't need to understand any of that. In fact,
anyway.
there's some funny parts, but like if you can book it, that's a good time.
Okay, got it.
There's some funny bits, but there's a lot of But I went through the whole thing. No bathroom break.
No bathroom. Were you drinking a soda while you were observing this?
So this is Passover, so I brought in my own Perrier as well as an aluminum foil wrapping of 3 pocket hot dogs and some matzah.
3 pocket hot dogs?
3 pocket hot dogs. That's impressive.
I love the concept of a pocket hot dog.
I know the concept of a pocket hot dog. I've heard of it before.
Oh yeah, I remember it most from The League and Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Both of those shows. Oh wow, that is a Bob Ross Deadpool.
That is impressive.
That is terrific. Well, guys, you have been extremely gracious with your time.
Of course. This was fun.
This is a whole episode in itself, and
we already have an event planned for
2020.
We got an event plan. You're in on the pool, right?
He's in on the pool.
Right,
so we're going to send him the Google Sheet.
That's amazing. And just make sure everybody knows where they can follow you guys.
Yep. So be sure to follow the main Take Two show, Take Two Podcast. You can find Take Two Podcast on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, all over. We come out with our new episode, main show, every Tuesday. The wrestling spinoff, Take Two Takedown. We're also on Twitter at Take Two Takedown. You can follow us on there. We usually come out anywhere between Thursday and Sunday, basically depending on when we get together and record and actually put it out. But that's just the weekly recap of all the wrestling things. We used to actually do episode by episode recap, and then we realized nobody needs the recap of what happened on Raw. They just want to hear us talk about Raw, so that's a lot more fun.
I find that recap shows are just more fun when the hosts just talk about what happened in the threads rather than tell you what happened.
Tell you exactly what. We realized that right about episode 20.
Yeah, it only took us that long to learn a lesson.
Right. Like, if they're listening to a show about wrestling, they probably watched the wrestling show where they don't need to know what happened. But that's where you can find us. You can also call our hotline, because we actually have a hotline.
That's amazing.
Exactly. 434-602-1931. You can call that. Leave us a voicemail. Our favorite part of the voicemail is that our host, Tony, has to be the one to check it every time. So make sure it's a nice, long, lengthy email and voicemail that you leave him, because it makes it fun.
That's
just us.
That's true. Now, my sisters and I have left voicemails for our favorite podcast buddies who have hotlines before, so expect one from us.
Oh, you should. The best part is, before we had our voicemail, we used to put on our notes, call our hotline, 867-5309, and it went out about a year before another person called that number before they realized it was not a real number, and that's just from a song. And then we were like, well, maybe we should get a real one. So we actually got a real hotline.
That's awesome. John, you have any other handles or things that you want people to follow?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he doesn't. I showed him how to put Take Two on his Twitter today.
I am what you call the elderly statesman of the group.
Okay, got it. Very, very youthful. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We will be collaborating more in the future.
Definitely.
I can't wait. This is awesome.
All right, cool.
Thank you so much. All right, here we are. We are back. Hope everybody enjoyed the interviews. Just to recap, we had Mike from the All Star Comic-Con, which Lily, Becky, and I will be exhibiting at. And we encourage you to go and buy tickets before May 1st, because you get 25% off if you buy tickets. It helps support the con. It helps support us. And please come by the booth. Record a bit with us. We are so excited to make everybody part of the podcast family. And then we also spoke to Laura Gingrich, creator of Fish and Chips, an amazing new animated series, really inspiring. Please check out her work. Hopefully we'll get to talk to her at length in the future. And then finally, the Take Two Takedown guys, Craig and John. Holy moly. What a ball hanging with those guys at the official CW table. It was just bananas, and I cannot wait to hang with those guys soon. Lily, since you haven't heard the interview at the time that we are recording this, I just wanted you to know I may have agreed to attend a WrestleMania watch party with them next year. And possibly
you say that as if like you're like, oh my God, what did I do? But we both know you're like, Guess what?
I'm super excited. I'm so pumped. And it was just tremendous hanging out with them and everybody else who was there. And of course, I want to thank my amazing wife, Allie, who brought the kids down to AwesomeCon, which is so big now that it's a trip if you've got little kids, plus waiting on lines for autographs and stuff like that. And she was so wonderful, and I'm very grateful for her. Lily, where can you be followed?
I can be followed at Chichi K. Gomez on Twitter and at the pod Insta and Twitter.
And you can follow me at Pancake4Table on Twitter and Instagram, and at Fry Night Movie on Instagram and Twitter. And come see us at All Star Comic-Con. Be in the podcast. We can't wait to hang with you. The music will kick in and we will dance. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.